Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel, English Rise. This channel is not about pretending everything is fine. It is about clarity, about rebuilding from truth, not illusion. If you are here, maybe life does not feel dramatic. It just feels heavy, disconnected, broken in a quiet way. Maybe things did not collapse all at once. Maybe they slowly stopped making sense. If you want to improve your English and at the same time understand yourself better, consider subscribing. Today, we are not talking about success. We are talking about reconstruction, about how to rebuild your life when everything feels broken. Part 1. The moment you realize you are no longer okay. There is a moment when you stop lying to yourself. It does not come with noise. It does not come with chaos. It comes in silence. You wake up one day and realize something is wrong. Not just tired, not just stressed, disconnected. You go through your routine, but it feels mechanical. You talk to people, but you feel distant. Life continues, but you are no longer inside it. This realization hurts because it removes illusion. Before this moment, you could still pretend. Pretend it was just a phase. Pretend it would fix itself. Pretend you were fine. But now, you know. And knowing changes everything. This moment is not weakness, it is awareness. And awareness is painful because it demands responsibility. Once you see the truth, you cannot unsee it. Many people run from this moment. They distract themselves. They fill their time with noise. They avoid stillness, because stillness forces honesty. And honesty hurts when life is misaligned. But this moment is the real beginning of rebuilding. Not action, not motivation. Truth. Part 2. Why everything seems to fall apart at the same time. When people say everything feels broken, they are not exaggerating. Collapse rarely happens in isolation. A relationship ends, and suddenly confidence disappears. A career fails, and identity collapses. A dream dies, and meaning evaporates. This happens because we build our lives like structures. Different parts support each other. When one pillar breaks, others weaken. People think something is wrong with them, but this is how systems behave. You are not broken. Your structure is. Modern life encourages fragile structures, identity based on performance, worth based on results, security based on external stability. When any of these fail, the entire system shakes, and people feel lost. Not because they are weak, but because they were never taught how to rebuild. Part 3. The psychology of collapse and disorientation. Collapse creates disorientation. The mind searches for meaning but finds none. Questions repeat endlessly. How did I end up here? What did I miss? Who am I now? These questions feel threatening because they remove certainty. But certainty is not required for rebuilding. Direction is. And direction only appears after confusion is allowed. Disorientation is not a problem. It is a signal. It means the old map no longer works, and that is uncomfortable. But continuing to follow a broken map leads nowhere. Part 4. Why pain feels permanent at first. Pain distorts perception. When emotional pain is strong, the brain enters survival mode. It narrows focus. It repeats thoughts. It magnifies fear. This is why pain feels endless. Not because it is endless, but because the nervous system is overwhelmed. People say, I will always feel like this. They are wrong. But the feeling is real. Trying to escape pain too quickly often extends it. Pain needs space to move. Suppression traps it. Distraction delays it. Acceptance processes it. Part 5. The mistake of trying to fix everything. After collapse, many people panic. They want solutions. They want answers. They want to feel normal again, so they try to fix everything at once. Career, relationships, body, mind, purpose. This is impossible, and exhaustion follows. Rebuilding is not repair. Repair assumes the structure was fine. Rebuilding accepts that something fundamental must change. Trying to rush reconstruction creates more damage. Stability must come first. Not happiness, not success. Stability. Part 6. Accepting that this is a transition, not a failure. Collapse feels like failure. But many collapses are transitions disguised as endings. Life removes structures that no longer support growth. But removal hurts, because attachment exists. To identities, to expectations, to versions of ourselves. Letting go feels like dying, but something must end for something stronger to begin. Part 7. The necessary pause before rebuilding. After collapse, the instinct is to move, to act, to escape the feeling, to do something. But rebuilding does not start with movement. It starts with pause. A pause is uncomfortable because it removes distraction. In the pause, you feel everything: regret, sadness, fear, anger, confusion. This is why many people skip it. But skipping the pause means rebuilding on unstable ground. The pause is not inactivity. It is observation. It is the moment you stop running and start listening. Listening to your body. Listening to your emotions. Listening to what life is asking of you. Without this pause, you rebuild the same life with different details. And eventually, it collapses again. Part 8. Grief as a required stage of reconstruction. Grief is not only about death. It is about loss, loss of direction, loss of identity, loss of dreams, loss of certainty. Many people underestimate grief. They treat it as weakness. But grief is processing. It is the mind slowly accepting reality. When grief is avoided, loss becomes frozen. Frozen loss turns into bitterness. Grief has no schedule. It cannot be rushed. Some days feel lighter. Some days feel heavy again. This does not mean failure. It means healing is happening. Grief teaches humility. It reminds you that control was always limited. And this humility is the foundation of wisdom. Part 9. Letting go of the old identity. One of the most painful moments in rebuilding is realizing that the old version of you cannot continue. The identity you built was shaped by circumstances that no longer exist. Trying to preserve it creates conflict. People say, "I don't recognize myself anymore." That is true and necessary. Rebuilding requires identity death. Identity death is frightening because identity provides safety. Without it, you feel exposed. But exposure is not danger. It is openness, and openness allows reconstruction. Part 10. Why you must stop trying to go back. After collapse, nostalgia becomes seductive. People remember only the good parts. They want the old life back. But the old life broke. It was not sustainable. Going back would only delay collapse. Rebuilding is not about restoring the past. It is about creating alignment. Alignment between values and actions, between needs and choices, between inner truth and external life. This alignment did not exist before. That is why collapse happened. Part 11. Rebuilding starts with the body. When life feels broken, the body is often neglected. Sleep becomes irregular. Movement disappears. Nutrition becomes careless. But the body is the foundation. A dysregulated body cannot support a stable mind. Rebuilding begins physically. Simple routines, consistent sleep, gentle movement. These actions send a message to the nervous system. I am safe. Safety allows healing. Part 12. Creating structure in a chaotic life. Structure feels boring. But after collapse, Structure is survival. Predictable routines reduce anxiety. They create anchors, morning habits, evening rituals, regular meals. These are not restrictions. They are support. Structure creates space. Space for reflection. Space for healing. Space for intentional decisions. Without structure, chaos dominates. Part 13. Rebuilding self-trust after failure. Collapse damages self-trust. People question their judgment. They fear making decisions. Rebuilding self-trust does not come from confidence. It comes from consistency. Small promises, kept daily. Wake up on time, move your body, do what you said you would do. Trust grows quietly. Part 14. Learning to be alone without feeling empty. After collapse, many people fear solitude. Silence amplifies emotion. But solitude is not loneliness. Loneliness is disconnection. Solitude is presence. Learning to sit with yourself is essential. It strengthens emotional resilience. Solitude allows reflection. Reflection allows clarity. Clarity allows direction. Part 15. Reducing external noise and opinions. During rebuilding, external voices become dangerous. Everyone has advice. Everyone has opinions. But not everyone understands your context. This is a time to limit input. Less social media, less comparison, less external validation. Inner guidance must be rebuilt. Part 16. Accepting that the new life will feel unfamiliar. Rebuilding feels strange. The old patterns are gone. The new ones are not formed yet. This in-between phase is uncomfortable, but necessary. Growth always feels unfamiliar. Many people quit here. They mistake discomfort for failure. But discomfort is evidence of change. Part 17. Redefining success after collapse. Before collapse, success may have meant status, money, recognition, achievement. After collapse, success changes. Peace, alignment, stability. This shift is maturity. Part 18. Building a new life slowly and intentionally. Rebuilding is slow. There are setbacks, moments of doubt. This is normal. Progress is not linear, but consistency matters. One decision at a time. Part 19. Accepting that you will never be the same. Rebuilding does not restore innocence. It creates depth. You become more aware, more grounded, more resilient. The pain leaves wisdom. Part 20. Turning pain into a foundation. Pain can destroy or refine. The difference is integration. When pain is integrated, it becomes strength. When avoided, it becomes fear. Part 21. When you realize no one is coming to save you. There is a moment, quiet and uncomfortable, when you realize something important. No one is coming. No perfect opportunity. No sudden rescue. No external force that will fix everything. At first, this realization feels cruel. It feels lonely. But it is also liberating. Because when no one is coming, you are no longer waiting. Waiting keeps people frozen. Ownership creates movement. This moment is where rebuilding truly begins. Many people stay broken not because they cannot rebuild, but because they are waiting for permission. Permission to rest. Permission to change. Permission to start again. Life does not give permission. It responds to decisions. Part 22. Accepting responsibility without self-blame. Responsibility is not punishment. Blame says, "This is my fault." Responsibility says, "This is my life." Blame keeps you stuck in the past. Responsibility brings you into the present. You do not rebuild by attacking yourself. You rebuild by taking ownership of your next step. Even if the past was unfair, even if others hurt you, even if circumstances collapsed, responsibility is power. Part 23. The emotional fatigue that comes after collapse. Collapse is exhausting, not physically, emotionally. Making simple decisions feels heavy. Choosing what to eat, when to sleep, what to do next. This fatigue is real. It is the nervous system recovering. You are not lazy. You are depleted. Rebuilding requires patience with yourself. Pressure delays healing. Part 24. Why small wins matter more than big plans. After collapse, big plans feel attractive. They promise escape. But big plans require energy you may not have yet. Small wins rebuild momentum. Getting out of bed on time, taking a walk, finishing one simple task. These actions seem insignificant. They are not. They rebuild self-respect. And self-respect is the foundation of any new life. Part 25. Learning to live without constant explanations. When life breaks, people want explanations. Why you changed. Why you slowed down. Why you are different. You do not owe explanations during reconstruction. Explaining drains energy. This phase requires protection, not justification. Part 26. The loneliness of rebuilding. Rebuilding is lonely, not because people disappear, but because your inner world changes. Old conversations feel shallow. Old priorities feel distant. This loneliness is not rejection. It is transition. Few people can walk with you during reconstruction. That is normal. Part 27. Learning to sit with uncertainty. Before collapse, certainty felt necessary. After collapse, certainty is unavailable. Rebuilding requires tolerance for uncertainty. Not knowing what comes next, not having a clear timeline, not seeing the full picture. This is uncomfortable. But uncertainty is not danger. It is openness. Part 28. When motivation does not return immediately. Many people expect motivation to come back. They wait for inspiration. But rebuilding does not start with motivation. It starts with discipline. Gentle discipline. Doing small things without emotional excitement. Motivation follows action, not the opposite. Part 29. Forgiving yourself for what you did not know. One of the hardest steps is self-forgiveness. Forgiving yourself for choices made without awareness. For staying too long. For ignoring signs. For trusting the wrong things. You did the best you could with who you were then. Punishing yourself does not change the past. Understanding does. Part 30. Building a life that is simpler, not bigger. After collapse, many people chase more again. More success, more recognition, more achievement. But rebuilding often leads to simplicity. Fewer expectations, clearer values, more peace. A smaller life can be a stronger life. Part 31. The return of quiet confidence. Confidence returns quietly. Not as excitement, not as certainty, as calm. You stop needing approval. You stop explaining yourself. You trust your pace. This confidence is real because it survived collapse. Part 32. When you realize the break was necessary. One day, you look back and you realize something difficult. The break was necessary. The old life could not continue. The pain forced honesty. Honesty forced change. Change created alignment. Part 33. A different relationship with life. After rebuilding, life feels different. You listen more. You rush less. You choose carefully. You are not fearless, but you are grounded. If you feel broken, you are not behind. You are rebuilding. And rebuilding takes time. Life is not a race. It is a process of alignment. This channel exists to walk slowly, to think deeply, and to rebuild consciously. If this content helped you, consider subscribing to English Rise. Remember, some lives are not built once. They are built, broken, and rebuilt stronger. And that strength is quiet.